What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning. So come by and say hello. Now, I guess I lied a little bit because it hasn't been every single day the last couple of days. For those who don't know, I'm outside of my usual element here traveling and got the remote set up, and it's been a busy couple of days, but just it's been nice to take a little step back and just focus on family and catching up with people, and it's summertime. So, that being said, we are at a very, very exciting time within the Splinterlands universe. As you can see here, we are on day 363 of the airdrop. 2 days remaining. I mean, less than 2 days technically, because the airdrop is about to go off in about 20 minutes here, or at least the second to last airdrop. So I thought I would do a video just kind of thinking through my thoughts of like what is going to happen, because there's been a lot of speculation, and this is going to be more speculation, but a lot has changed in even just the last couple of weeks that I think is going to shake things up, but maybe not as much as we thought it would. Now, what do I mean by that? So the biggest thing that I think is going to come into play, or has come into play, in terms of it's expecting, or people are expecting it, is the liquidity pools. I think that is actually going to stabilize things very, very well. So here we have the post that they had put up, I believe last week, last week right before the town hall. And there are some great rewards coming to both SPS as well as DEC liquidity pools. So when looking at the token prices or token values, right, there's a lot of arguments on where they can go either way with the new developments, whether it's the LP rewards. We know that player staking, not player staking, but player ranked battles for SPS is coming soon. We know that potentially Guild Brawl SPS rewards are coming soon. And we know that potentially SPS burning is coming soon in favor of DEC. So all of that could be, well, not could be. All of that is going to be very influential on how things play out. So just going quickly down the assets here, assets and tokens within Splinterlands. DEC, I think, in the same way that I was very much a bear on DEC in the past, because we were 15x above its peg for quite a while back there in October of 2021, now I'm somewhat of a bull on DEC. Not that it's going to go to the moon again. I don't think that we'll ever see that once all these things get implemented. And once all these things get implemented, when I say that, I mean within the next couple of months, right? So this is not going to be something crazy that happens overnight, like literally in 48 hours from now, once the last airdrop is done. But I do believe that we will see some stability, and for DEC specifically, I don't think we're going to see that massive sell-off. I think DEC is somewhat oversold at this point, and it's offering a chance to get cheap packs, right? So if you want to come in, you can essentially get like almost 50% off on packs right now if you're buying in DEC. Now, that arbitrage is going to be there for a while, and as we start to get closer to the end of Chaos Legion packs being available via the store, I do believe that there will be a rush into DEC to get this type of discount, right? So right now, currently, let's go ahead and see, we are at 9.15 million packs. And so I'll get to packs in a moment, but this is still going to be a bit of a grind over the next couple of months. I don't think we're going to sell out right away by any means. I think Agro's prediction of November is still the most bullish one that I've seen out there. And so, again, barring anything crazy that happens, for DEC specifically, I can see this nice buying pressure that remains, because it doesn't make sense to buy with credits right now. So over time, I can see DEC slowly getting back to its peg, which means if you're looking at it now, it's like, okay, well, that's kind of like a 2x. How long will it take? I don't know. And again, none of this is financial advice. It's just you're fighting against the algorithm, right? And I guess there's no more algorithm anymore, but you're fighting against what the soft peg is meant to be. And right now, DEC is backed by the products within Splinterlands, and if it goes above, they'll have the mechanism to keep the price down by being able to burn SPS for DEC. So there's no algorithm anymore, but you're still fighting against kind of like where the team is trying to send DEC. Do you get what I'm saying? Now the team might be more successful or less successful in terms of their time frame, but ultimately they are trying to push DEC back to its soft peg of 0.001. There we go. Got some star bits with my rising star. So DEC, like I said, I'm a bull, but really just for me, I don't mind holding it right now because I do think that it can appreciate in value. Plus, if it's going to be limited, right, because we're no longer going to be getting it from chests or ranked battle rewards in the near future, then you'll need some type of transactional currency. And if you don't want to be buying DEC off the market, whether you're trying to save on fees or whatever the case is, it's not a bad idea to be holding some right now. That's all I'm going to say. SPS, on the other hand, is going to be an interesting one because I'm so bullish on SPS long term, especially with this burn mechanism coming in, especially with a lot of the like staking required in order to earn all those things. I think are hopefully coming before the end of the year. But before that happens, we are going to get ranked battle rewards. We're going to get potentially SPS brawl rewards. I don't know what the sell pressure on that is going to be like. Again, the airdrop ending is going to be, sure, tons of free money is not going to be printed anymore. We're going to have like 40 million less SPS because 33 million per month SPS less. But we are getting other SPS faucets. And I do believe that there will still be sell pressure in many instances, especially anytime SPS pumps just a little bit. People are going to be like, okay, well, we're still getting diluted a lot. And they are absolutely right. We are still going to be getting diluted quite a bit of SPS. But overall, what I'm excited about with SPS is that long term, I shouldn't say long term, medium term, I do think we're going to start to see more utility. Maybe a voucher shop opens up. They've been talking about that since the beginning of the year. Player staking potentially pops up. ECR stuff might potentially pop up. Again, this is all speculation. The team has said stuff before and then changed their minds. So you have to make sure you keep that front of mind essentially. But overall, I've been a big bull on SPS long run. And when I say long run, I'm talking 6 years once SPS is completely out of once SPS is completely diluted is what I meant to say. So we'll see how this plays out. I think that SPS just kind of stays there for a while in this 5-cent range. We do have Rift Watchers coming up, as well as some potential promo cards or stuff like that that the team has alluded to. So we could see some pumps. And I hate to say it, and I hate to see SPS as a token like this, but I really just see pump and dump opportunities for SPS in the short to mid-term. In the long term, once maybe DEC gets back to its peg, and if there's more utility provided, or maybe when Rebellion comes around, something like that, right? And maybe there is a discount on Rebellion packs the same way that we got for SPS. Again, Rebellion's going to be a way bigger set than Rift Watchers, but Rift Watchers is going to give us an idea of where the tokenomics kind of stand. Chaos Legion, I think, came out at a time when it was just a perfect storm. BTC was pumping, Metaverse tokens were pumping, and the stock market was going pretty good last year. So everything changed in November of 2021. But we'll see how the tokens can do and what the catalysts, I should say, for these tokens, how strong they can be in the next maybe 6 to 8 months here, right? Because we're going to see hopefully Rift Watchers, and then if the team is correct in terms of Chaos Legion selling out by the end of the year or November, then I do think that we could actually see Rebellion early next year. But again, all that is speculation. We'll see how the game grows, and we'll see how SPS does. But long term, I'm still stacking SPS, and that's all I can say. I don't know if this is a good or bad price, but I bought way higher, so I'm just trying to reduce my overall average cost in. Okay, let's see what other things we have here. Vouchers. Vouchers have pumped very nicely due to the LP rewards. That's going to normalize out though. And so I think right now vouchers are being bought because of that. But after a while, I think we are going to see vouchers somewhat normalize. Maybe, again, in my mind, around the 50-cent range as kind of like the new equilibrium. And once I guess there's more use cases for vouchers, we could see that change. Or if there are, again, vouchers I don't look at as like, I guess like a token that I'd want to quote unquote invest in, but they're great for flipping if you can be patient. I just don't like them because they don't produce anything for me, right? So I like SPS because I can stake it. I like DEC. Well, DEC was getting me the airdrop before. So vouchers, for the most part, since their inception, I've usually just sold into other assets that could be income producing for me, whether that's SPS or cards or things like that. So, vouchers are going to be what vouchers are going to be. They're going to get you access to all the coolest things. Of course, I want voucher prices to moon, but I think we're just going to see this kind of equilibrium, maybe 40 to 60 cent range for the most part, unless there's ongoing utility for vouchers put in, such as like for tournament entry or for ECR or stuff like that. But it's too hard to say until we know of what the team's actual plan with vouchers are. I think you could make some clean X's, right, on multiples on your investments if you try to flip vouchers at the right time, if there's a promo card or maybe Rift Watchers or whatever, or Rebellion when that comes out. But again, like that's not something I do, and I'm not, again, none of this is financial advice, so I can't even speak to that because I'm not even interested in doing it. So no opinion there, but I know really smart people and really patient people have made good money flipping vouchers in the past. Chaos Legion packs, this is going to be an interesting one because this is related to where card prices go. And if we look at card prices on the market, we have seen reward cards with all these reward changes recently start to pick up in value, which is kind of nice to see overall. We're seeing these back at kind of $1. We're seeing a lot of the new rewards cards here. Look at this, back in the 50-cent range for Tidebiter. That's great. And so, a lot of these game economy changes that are happening, right? The 2-day minimal rental, a lot of the ways that they're trying to stop exploitative behavior. I think that's great. Now, I'm looking at rewards cards here, but overall, if we want to look at Chaos Legion stuff, Chaos Legion is not pumping, but I do believe there's still going to be an opportunity, even with the prices rising a little bit, especially on some of the top cards here. I do believe that there's still going to be an opportunity for cheaper cards, because when we go back to Splinter cards here, you can see we have only opened 5.8 million packs. So we're just a little bit over a third. Actually, we're closing in on 40% of packs open. So there's still a lot of cards out there. There are still a lot of packs that haven't even been bought. So again, what's going to be interesting is if the game economy is going to be at a stable place where the cards will just slowly either stay stable or slowly start to rise in value, because the supply demand is going to be equal to the new players coming in or players trying to level up their decks. And maybe we don't get this massive opening of packs that we thought would happen after the end of the airdrop, because we thought that DEC would tank. But I do think we're going to start to see more packs get opened, and there might be this nice opportunity over the next couple of weeks where card prices could dip once again. Now, how low they go, how long they stay there, I have no idea. And where things happen in like 3-4 months from now, I don't know either. But on the whole, as we get closer to the end of the general sale for Chaos Legion, right, as we get closer to this 15 million packs, I do think we're going to start to see card prices specifically for Chaos Legion rise. But we're not there quite yet. And so I think it's going to be an interesting time. I think there's going to be plenty of market opportunities if you want to get in. It's not a bad time to level up your deck. So keep an eye out. Again, I don't know what's going to happen, but I still think we're going to get some nice opportunities, and we may still get some nice opportunities down the road. You never know. What if Bitcoin nukes down to like 15K, 10K? That could affect the entire market. So again, there's too many variables, but if we're looking just beyond the what's that called? The end of the airdrop. I still think that there's a lot of people who don't think we're going, or they won't have the patience to hold until we get 15 million packs sold out, and they're going to take their chances, especially if card prices are starting to rise a little bit. They will take their chances opening packs, and that will flood the market with plenty of cards that people don't need, because maybe they're trying to just level up their decks or look for certain cards that they need and sell whatever they don't. I think that's really, really it though in terms of the assets. I know we can talk about land, but land is going to be land, and until there's like stuff about land, I think we've seen as low as like 120, 130 bucks. Now we're pumped up to 170. I don't know what's going to happen to land, but I don't think land is necessarily affected by the airdrop. It was never a very effective way to get airdrop points from like a dollar per airdrop point perspective. So I do feel that like people who are holding land were holding it because they wanted to hold it, and the airdrop was just a bonus. Sure, maybe we see with the repricing of the market all around, land could dip down a little bit, but it kind of is. I think it's just going to stay stable here. And once we get more information on land phase one, which hopefully will be out before, October or maybe in October sometime, at that point, we'll start to see some major shakeups within the land space, because we'll have deeds as well as plots, which are like the claims, right? So I'll be covering that more, but I don't think land is going to shake up too much. And then same deal for SPS validators. Like, validator nodes are just chugging along. Let's see, how many have we sold so far? Wow, we are almost 1/3 of the way through the tranche one. There's 3,000 total. So this is slowed down. I don't think we see that pick up until SPS starts to rise. But as I've said, I do believe that the team is going to be trying to put in as much value to SPS as possible over the next couple of months, and hopefully for the rest of this game's life, right? Because that is the governance token. That's where they want to drive value, and they want to keep DEC stable. So I think the two biggest takeaways coming out of the airdrop is that now all of the crazy incentives of DEC airdrop points and SPS, being oversold from the private investors in the airdrop, all this stuff. Now that all of that pressure is going to be released, the team seems like they're going to be focused on two major things. One of which, when it comes to tokenomics, one of which is getting DEC back to its peg, and the other of which is getting SPS as much value and utility as possible over time, because now they can hopefully be able to fight a lot of the downward sell pressure that we saw during the airdrop. Now, again, I still maintain that we're going to see a lot of downward sell pressure, but not as much. There's not as much dilution. And the key thing here, which other folks have spoken to, so it's not, this is not like an idea that I'm starting here, but is a significant amount, ranked battle rewards as well as SPS brawl rewards, those will be going to players, right? So you'll have to earn it, and you don't just get it for free. It's not just given out like candy for holding assets within the game. You actually have to be a participant in the game. So whether that makes it more difficult and therefore rewarding to get SPS, so that people would want to keep it, I don't know, right? But a lot of people who play this game for the rewards, especially if they're in other parts of the world where this is significant money, I still see them selling in order to put food on the table or pay rent, whatever the case is. And again, there's no judgment there. I think it's amazing that a game can do that. But I'm saying that behavior doesn't really change just because the airdrop is done. It just switches over to whatever the new faucet for SPS is, which is going to be liquidity pools and rank battle and brawl awards. We do also have validator nodes coming up, so there's another faucet, which again could lead to more SPS dilution. So that's really all I have for you guys in this video. I just wanted to kind of give my thoughts on where things are going. Again, it's hard to say one way or another, but I do want to get your thoughts on where you think the game economy and kind of like that. Yeah, the game economy is going to be going over the next, we'll call it like 4 to 6 weeks. There's still a lot planned. I mean, August is supposed to be one of the biggest developmental months for the team. Then you have land potentially coming out in September, October, if they can stick that time frame. And then Splinterfest in October, which could be cool, right? I don't know what type of effect that will have on the game economy, but I do think that they're going to provide some utility to the tokens through that. So let me know your thoughts. Again, this is fun for me to record because I want to come back to this in 4 weeks or 4 years and be like, oh man, I got that right, or I got it so wrong. So we'll see how things play out. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and happy end of the airdrop. I will catch you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Take care.